Hi Scrappy friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of working our way in the Creative Memories 110 Scrapbooking Border Ideas and Sketchbook. So if this is your first time here, this book was designed to have sketches and inspiration for us on how to create borders for scrapbooking layouts. So I know this might come up, but this book is no longer available, but all the ideas, so far I found all the ideas on the Creative Memories blog, which I will link in the description of this video, as well as I'll link the actual sketch we're going to do today in the description as well if you want to go see the blog posting for this one. Okay, so let me pop this up on the screen and we'll take a little bit closer look at it. This is a very fun technique that they've used here. In fact, I really love the border making cartridge that they chose for this border. They used the mirrored scallops, but I am gonna switch that up today and use something else, but use the same technique. There's a simple base, and then they punched out two of identical strips of the mirrored scallop and put one on each side. Then they took another punch out of the mirror scallop and used it as a shadow behind the first one, which if that's sounding a little confusing, don't worry because I'm going to walk us through that right now. But anyway, I love that technique. And then there's a very simple circular element that houses the embellishments and a little bit of a title or a word phrase on it. So very cute, very simple. You're going to see how this one comes together super quick. Okay, so let's go ahead, come back to my desk, and we'll go ahead and jump in. So as you can see, I'm using the Serenity collection, and if you follow my channel, you might already know that I have used up most of my papers already. So I have actually purchased another pack of paper because I still had the Fast to Fab inspired designer paper pack to use, as well as these are the perfect papers for my son's wedding. So I bought another pack so I could specifically use these when I'm working on their wedding photos. Okay, so the papers I picked out today, I have a piece of dark green cardstock. I'm going to bring in this dark green, almost like a check design, as well as this dark green with the little oval dots going across. And for my border making cartridge, I'm going to bring in the double rickrack. I liked it because it has that wavy effect, just like it does in our inspiration. First thing we need to do is I'm going to use this green ovals as my base. And I'm going to make mine a little smaller. If you're looking at the directions on the blog, you'll see they use a pretty thin border, but because I'm using the double rickrack, I'm going to make mine even a little thinner. So I'm going to cut mine at 1.5 inches. And that'll be the base. Okay, let's go ahead and get our rickrack punched out. I'm going to need 2 rickrack pieces for the top and bottom of my border, but since the double rickrack punches out 2, then I just need to do 1 12-inch punch on the pattern paper, and then I'm also going to repeat that and do 1 12-inch punch on the cardstock. So I'll go ahead and put you on fast forward while I get this all punched out. Okay, hold on. Okay, that is it for this part. And let's go ahead and get this assembled. The first thing that I want to do is I want to adhere the top rickrack, and I'm just going to put about half of it down on the edge of the paper, and the other half will hang off the top of the paper. So all I need to do is put a little bit of repositionable tape on one side, So I will do that. And let's see. It doesn't need a lot, but I do want to make sure it's fully covered. And then, like I said, half will be hanging into the base and the other half will be protruding off of the base. And I'm just going to align that as I go and do the other side as well. Same thing. So there we go. So it's so cute already. This is, again, this alone is a very cute look. So we're just hanging the half of your cutout or your punch out to the edge of the border. Now what we want to do is take the darker green cardstock and make it a shadow behind, like that. So I'm gonna, now we do want to line it up because that will be important. Let's see, let's turn it. And it goes that way. So in this case, I'm going to turn this back over and put a little bit of repositionable down the bumps of that rickrack. Here we go. And then I will line up. And you can have as much shadow effect as you would like. And there we go. There we go. Love it. See how it just pops that out with that little bit of a shadow behind it? And this punch is so thin and delicate, we don't need to put use a lot of paper. So that part is really nice as well. Okay, let's do the other strip and let's see about lining it up. Ta-da! Very nice. Very nice. Okay, and then for the circular element, we'll bring in our custom cutting system. I'm bringing in the medium-sized circle as well as the red and green blades. I'm going to bring back in my cardstock. I'm just going to be using some of the same colors choices I used on here. And so this one will be the inside of the medium circle with the red blade on the dark green cardstock. So that'll go like that. And then for the inside, we'll bring back in our light green design. I'm going to go super close to the edge, change to the green blade because it's going to be a smaller circle than the red. Okay. And it'll go like that. Oh, so far I'm really liking it. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. They have theirs in the center. I think I'm going to just move mine just over here a little bit. I just like that a little bit better. And then all we have to do is embellish. So now you just use whatever embellishments goes with your theme. So my theme today is we were out dress hunting for my son's new bride for her wedding dress, and that's what I want to document today. I don't have anything specific about wedding dresses, but I am going to bring in some beautiful flowers and some other embellishments. The bridesmaids' dresses were green, this color green, but we're not going to see that today. But I do have some other elements here that I wanted to bring in. These are from the White Rose embellishment pack, which also came with these gorgeous pearls. So I put those aside because I'm probably going to use that, seeing how her dress had a lot of bling on it. So I want my page to have some bling too. So I have this rose, which was already up onto some foam tape. So that's perfect. I'm going to put that about right there and bring in some more of these leaves. I'm just going to start tucking some things in. I like that these embellishments have a little bit of gold on them. I think that's going to really help to make my border pop even more. let's see, maybe another little leaf right up here. I have this little banner that says "A Lovely Day." Just pulled this from my stash. So I think I would like to bring that in. Yep, it's going to go like that. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this adhered down. Okay, there we go. Yeah, super cute. And I like in our inspiration how they have some little swirlies off to the side, and I had these, I believe they were left over from the Welcome Home collection, and I thought they're perfect. They're blue. Okay, and I don't think I'm going to need one on the other side, but we'll keep that one handy just in case we change our mind. And let's go ahead and get some of the pearls out. And these are so beautiful, and the browns will look really good with this collection as I go forward with more of the wedding photos, because the this collection also has some brown. But I think for today, I'm just going to add a couple pearls around the embellishment cluster of this border. So these are a little bit big. I went with the bigger ones because I do prefer the small ones, and I always use the small ones so quickly. But I thought, you know what, I'm not going to probably do a lot of decorating on the page, and if I do, I can bring in those smaller ones. And there we go. I love it. I think it came out pretty good. And so now I want to do something totally different with this series. This is the 10th episode, and what I'd like to start doing now is kind of giving myself a little bit of a challenge as I go through the remainder of the series. And that is, I would like to, when I make a border, not only turn around and use it in a page, but if I'm making a double page spread, I would like to make a companion border, or a partner border, or a duo, however you want to say that. I want to start creating something else for the other page. So I'll make the first border and then come up with some way to tie them in together. So I don't always like to just repeat the same border on the other page, but you certainly can. And I do think that there's times when I do that because maybe I want to run this all the way across. But in most cases, I don't want to do that. And I just want to add some elements to the second page that help represent the first page. Sometimes that will be a border, or maybe just a block of items, or like in this case I used a circle, so maybe on the other side I could just use a big circle and then bring in the same elements as I did here. So I'm going to clean this up real quick. I'll come back and we'll create a companion to this border. Okay, hold on, I'll be right back. So for my companion piece for this border, I would like to make a smaller scaled border for the second page. So I'm going to, this was 1.5 inches that I used. I think I will just go with a very small piece. So I'll take 1 inch and keep this piece handy so I can bring in my same tools. And yes, I could have just cut this all together when I had everything out, but I wanted to introduce it a little bit special this time. Okay, so this was inside of the medium circle with the green. I like that size, so I'll go ahead and stay with it. And that was not a good cut at all, but I think I could salvage it, so let's see. I'll just trim it up a little bit, and we'll make sure to cover that with a little bit of embellishments. And then let's bring back in our cardstock, and we'll do another cut with the medium template with the red blade. Make sure my feet are in the track. That's what happened a minute ago with the pattern paper. Didn't have the feet in the track and started cutting. Okay, so there we go. Let's turn my pattern to be going the same direction. Now let's bring back in our double scallop. Now this is, I want the same effect. I want the shadow and I want the darker green. And the first thing I want to do is to line these up. and adhere them. And I think what I'm going to do is just put it right at the edge. Like I said, I don't want this to be exactly like my border. I just want it to be a companion piece. Then I'm going to trim this. My idea is to just tuck it under like that, and then bring back in some of my embellishments, and let's see what we have. It's a little smaller area, but I'm thinking just something simple like this. Maybe I'll pop that up onto some foam squares, and then I'm going to intentionally cover up where I accidentally cut. There we go, super cute. Let's see, we also have some of these up there, so if we wanted to, yeah, that's kind of cute. Maybe some pearls. I have some vintage stickers here. I liked how this was coming off. And I had one more of those. If we wanted to, we could bring in this maybe and just tuck it out the side. I think that's kind of cute. And some gems. We'll use the smaller ones this time. And I'm going to put just a couple up there, and then maybe tuck one right down there. And there we go. And that's what I would call a companion piece. It's similar, but yet it's different. I don't want the exact same thing. So let's go ahead and bring in our pages. And okay, for my pages, I'm going to bring in some of these Fast to Fab inspired pages. These are loose pages that came in the original bundle, and I didn't use too many of them, and I feel like for this album it's going to be perfect because they're perfect backgrounds. They're a little bit more muted than some of the paper, and also I want to stretch my paper as far as I can. So I have these. The color palette is perfect, so it's going to blend really nicely. So I'm going to take the border that I just made, and I'm actually going to bring it up here at the top and cover up this area. I like this, but I want to change it up for this particular layout. Now I can move this as high up as I would like and just have a little bit exposed, and we're going to play with that as soon as I bring in my photos. And then for the companion piece, same thing. I'm just going to put it down here. So I just turned the paper upside down, and this one is a little big, so I'm going to take care of that by trimming it. Now with this border, I have to keep it. That's the furthest I could bring it down, is right there. So I have this much exposed. So maybe that's going to dictate how much I have exposed over here too. Okay, let me bring in the photos. So these were 2 different days of dress shopping. So I think I'm going to kind of divide them up, one day on one side and then the other on the other side. I have 3 photos from this first day. And then on the other side, I have, and these I have already trimmed down to save a little bit of time. And then, of course, when she found her dress, we gave her a little sign that says, I said yes to my dress, and then the name of the company. I do want to bring in a journaling box. Okay, I kind of moved these around. I'm okay with that one popping up on top of the border ever so slightly. We can still see the border, and I'm okay with that. I like that it's in kind of a grid on both sides. And now what I want to do is bring in some matting. So I think what I'm going to do is I would like to mat this photo here and this one here, both where she's wearing the dress and posing for the camera. And I'd like to bring in this green paper and mat both of those photos with that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got that matted, and I decided to put a little bit of a white frame around each one, and then on top of the green that I also used in the border. I think I want to bring in a strip of something up here to kind of pull out those photos a little bit more. So I looked at what I have over here, and I happen to have a little bit of gray. So went through some of the scraps and found this gray piece or white piece. Either one would probably work really well. So let's see, there's white. It's white with some little gray dash marks and plus signs. That's super cute. Okay, let's see what it looks like with the gray side. This happens to be about a 4.5-inch piece, which will be perfect for my photos. Now, the pattern on this is going the wrong way, but that would be okay with me. They're just little flowers, and yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I kind of like the gray side a little bit better. For embellishing, I already have 2 beautiful clusters already going, so I don't need to do that. I am thinking to bring in a couple things. Like, I'm thinking to do one more layering of the rickrack. So if I double it up and give it a shadow, I like that. And let's see. Hey, fits perfect right there. Yeah, that way I'm using some of that up as well. I love these flowers though, so let's see if we can incorporate some more. I can turn that. That's cute right there. And there is this cute bouquet. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I think that's gorgeous. I'll probably pop this one up onto some foam tape. Okay, there's my layout. I love it. I think that it was a success. Let me pull it down real quick here and pop that inspiration right back up there one more time, and let's take a look. That's the original, and here's my take on it. Super simple formula on this border. It has a base and then some punch outs with a shadow. So I hope that you give that a try. And then I introduced a new companion spot over here. This one is just a strip with a circle, and that's going to be my new take in this series. Is I want to bring in a companion when I'm doing a second page. So I could have just did a little circle or a strip, a border, a square, something to tie it into each other. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You know I always appreciate when you do that. And if you feel like it, leave me a comment. Both those things really help to spread my content through YouTube and help more people come to our scrappy area. Okay, so thanks everybody for joining me today. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.